Okay, hey everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope you enjoy this webinar. Well, I'm Cecilia. I'm part of the marketing team at nocnoc. For the past years, I have been studying the Latin American market and marketplaces, trying to identify the trends and opportunities and to educate sellers on, well, all of these opportunities. So help them expand successfully in LATAM and marketplaces. And with me is Lucas from Bring Her. He's the director of business development. He has more than 12 years of experience focusing on identifying opportunities to diversify revenue and optimizing business frameworks. So I'm really happy to have him today. And well, let's get started. Just to mention, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat or within the questions tab. And after we conclude presenting, we will allow for questions to anyone interested. So make sure you write them so you don't forget them. Well, so before starting into the main topic about peak season and Black Friday, I wanted to start by telling you why Latin America. So you might be wondering how many markets to expand to. Why should I expand to LATAM? Well, first of all, it's one of the fastest growing e-commerce markets in the world. The growth rate for e-commerce is more than 25%, and consumers are year to year buying more from international websites. So over 82% of the population uses internet and buys through marketplaces and e-commerce sites. The market is booming right now. People also like to buy from US brands because there is a huge cultural tie between LATAM and the US. So Latin Americans consume a lot from the US, being movies, series, content on the internet. So they are always exposed to the US media, and therefore they are looking always for US products. And another key point is that only 6 countries in LATAM have more than 94% of the total e-commerce share, which means that you don't have to expand to all countries to gain a considerable share in Latin America. Just by expanding to Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, you will gain a considerable share. So with this, I mean that you can start by expanding first to one country, expanding to Brazil, then Mexico, like position yourself and understand the market, and then continue growing. So this is a good strategy. And well, as you can see as well in the presentation, cross-border e-commerce is growing considerably. So today, the cross-border e-commerce market is valued more than 50 billion, and by 2026, so in just 2 years, it's expected to double its size. Oops. So I don't want to like enter into a lot of details into Brazil and all the different countries, but I would like to make some points about what's the opportunity on these countries. So as I said before, just by focusing on the biggest markets, you can gain a considerable share in LATAM. So, well, Brazil is the biggest e-commerce market in LATAM and is one of the biggest e-commerce markets in the world as well. It has more than 50% of the share. So this is why it's important to take a look at Brazil. Over 68% of online shoppers have already purchased through international websites or made a cross-border purchase within Brazilian marketplaces, and the market is constantly growing. So there are big players like Amazon Brazil, Americanas, Magalu, Mercado Libre, and a lot of emerging marketplaces that are also growing in the region. Then we have Mexico, which is the second biggest market in LATAM. So most sellers tend to think that Mexico is the biggest market because it's really due to its proximity to the US. But no, Brazil is the biggest market. Then we have Mexico, which is growing a lot on the last years. And Mexico has over 20% of the e-commerce share in the region. And last year, it had one of the largest e-commerce growth rates in the world. So this market is also a must watch for all companies, also for its proximity to the US. And there are big players like Amazon Mexico, Walmart Mexico, Coppel, Mercado Libre. So you have like a lot of different marketplaces to look and to expand into. Then just to go quick on these countries, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, even if they are not as big as Brazil and Mexico, they are definitely growing, and year to year their e-commerce opportunities are growing for international sellers. So for example, more marketplaces are enabling cross-border capabilities, such as Walmart Chile. So definitely you must have these countries in mind, as they are having extremely high growth rates, such as Colombia, that has 27%. All of these countries represent over 20 million internet users and more than 75 billion market in terms of e-commerce sales. So now that I have explained a little bit more about Latin American countries, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, I want to go into the topic of this webinar, that is Black Friday and El Buen Fin, and how international sellers can make the most of this event, and of course the trends expected for this year, and how you can overcome all the challenges that can that international sellers can have in this region. So let's start by talking about Black Friday and its success in Latin America. Well, of course, you know about like Black Friday, so there is no point describing what this event is. As you know, this event will take place on the 29th of November, and it's really similar in the US. I mean, most Latin Americans have like the same feeling about buying on Black Friday. The awareness of this event is almost 100% across all Latin Americans. Cross-border sales are really growing at a rate of 27%, which means that more Latin Americans will take advantage of Black Friday to buy from international sites. Maybe in the past, what most Brazilians or Mexicans do is like they will enter Amazon US and buy things only on Amazon US. But now, as Amazon Mexico, Amazon Brazil, and other marketplaces are having also huge deals for Black Friday and other events like El Buen Fin, Latin Americans are starting to buy from those sites, but of course, buying cross-border from international brands. So in this sense, marketplaces have helped to increase the intention of buying in Black Friday and El Buen Fin. So if we take a look at some numbers, for example, last year, over 87% of consumers expressed their intention of buying during Black Friday. And in 2022, for example, this percentage was 50. So there was like a huge evolution on the buying intention, on the growth of buying intention during Black Friday. And as we can see, the success of Black Friday, it's really growing year to year. So, I mean, it's worth to expand into LATAM for this peak season, and not only wait for sales to come through Amazon US. It's totally worth it to take a look at local marketplaces that are offering cross-border sales opportunities. Okay, then we have El Buen Fin. So why we talk about El Buen Fin and not only Black Friday? El Buen Fin is Mexico's biggest e-commerce event. It's the most important one of the year, and it's a little bit different about Black Friday. So Black Friday will be only one Friday of the month, and El Buen Fin will be a whole week. So what Mexico tried to do here with El Buen Fin was to replicate, it has the same intention of Black Friday. It wants to stimulate the economy and stimulate e-commerce sales, but they wanted not only to be one day, so they wanted to be a whole week of discounts. And this e-commerce day is promoted by the government. So the government promote this and creates like a huge campaign every year with its own branding and its own marketing and promotion across all Mexican marketplaces and platforms. And it's really, really big. I mean, based on our own experience, last year we had a really huge El Buen Fin in Mexico. A lot of marketplaces such as Mercado Libre, Coppel, Walmart participated, and a lot of sellers from the US saw like a huge sales peak during this week. So here, what I would recommend is not only paying attention to Black Friday, but also take a look at El Buen Fin in Mexico, which will take place 1 week before Black Friday. So now we will go into what are the trends for this year, but I would like to reinforce that you should prepare in advance and take a look at El Buen Fin as well. Not only prepare discounts and promotions for Black Friday, but bear in mind that you have El Buen Fin 1 week earlier, and that Mexicans only buy during El Buen Fin. They won't buy after in Black Friday. So because they are receiving a lot of campaigns and promotions to buy during El Buen Fin. Well, some really interesting numbers about El Buen Fin is that 6 out of 10 internet users made a purchase during El Buen Fin last year, and it's expected that this year will be even more. And then in 2023, online retail sales increased by 23% compared to the previous year. This is due all marketplaces trying to generate more demand for El Buen Fin. And well, of course, you need to pay attention to this event and not only for Black Friday. Okay, before moving to the next topics about the challenges and how to leverage marketplaces, I would like to point out what to expect for 2024. First of all, you need to anticipate. You need to prepare in advance. You need to make discounts, timely discounts, and don't leave like your pricing strategy and your listing optimization strategy for the end. You need to prepare in advance with uploading your products, enhancing your listings, making sure your translations work for each marketplace and each market, because most Latin Americans search a month in advance, Black Friday and El Buen Fin. They want to know what to buy and not wait until the day to make a decision on the purchase. So most of them will have already decided what to buy and will wait until November to make that purchase. Then we have, regarding the top cross-border categories, based from our experience by helping sellers and also being a seller on these major marketplaces, we have a little difference between Mexico and Brazil. So in Mexico, we see that electronics, home appliances, fashion have more sales than, for example, beauty and personal care and toys and games compared to Brazil. This is because mainly Mexico is next to the US, so it's easier to import like high-ticket products and products with higher dimensions. This is why Mexicans buy more like laptops, computers, cell phones, coffee makers, blenders during Black Friday. But then in Brazil, I mean, of course, these products are also like top selling in Brazil. I'm not saying that people don't buy electronics during Black Friday, but apart from this, we also have beauty and personal care. So Brazilians consume a lot of perfumes and fragrances, and also vitamins and supplements. So when creating like a successful strategy for all these markets, bear in mind that you may have like different opportunities to grow your sales depending on if it's Brazil, if it's Mexico, if it's Colombia. But based from our experience, these are the main categories, cross-border categories, let's say, like categories for international sellers during Black Friday and El Buen Fin. Well, then regarding the average ticket price, it's around 70 to 100, but based on surveys made to consumers, 1 in 4 consumers plans to spend over $200 within marketplaces for these products. And why is this? Is because Latin Americans wait until November to make these big purchases, let's say. They don't buy just for buying during these events. They buy because they need it, and also they wait like to buy products that are like highly priced so they can get a good discount. In this sense, there is opportunity to promote and create campaigns on high ticket products. So if you as a seller have like products that maybe during a normal month doesn't sell very well because in comparison to other products they are like more expensive, you can definitely make a good like discount during Black Friday and Buen Fin, and those products will have like better sales, better chances to have like more sales. And then I would like to point out another thing that will definitely change this year compared to last year is that this year there is a better regularity landscape in Brazil compared to last year, because Brazil recently introduced a new regulation for cross-border purchases called remesa conforme. And last year people were still like, it was like a huge surprise for some people. They didn't understand like really how it worked. Most consumers made purchases without knowing that this regulation was applied. And now consumers are aware of this. It's a regulation that changes how products are taxed, how products from international sales are taxed. So now that consumers like already know how it works, marketplaces also like enhance it and improve the way it works, and most marketplaces are getting aligned and are like in compliance with remesa conforme. It's also easier for consumers to buy cross-border. So in this sense, we expect that in 2024, especially in Brazil, it will be much better than last year. And well, now I will let Lucas speak about the main challenges. If you had any questions about what I have just said, please make sure to type them in the chat. Well, Lucas, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Maria. It's great to meet everyone here on Knock Knock's webinar. My name is Lucas Di Castro. I work at Bringer. I'm head of the business development, and we're going to go over some peak season challenges that we experience from a logistical standpoint. Every year, we love to see the holiday season. We love to see Black Friday and El Buen, the Mexico Buen Fin program. And what that translates to is a lot more packages coming through our facilities. And one of our biggest challenges is to ensure that there's enough capacity within our flights, within our trucks, to meet the needs of your businesses and of your consumers or the buyers. And so what we do ahead of time is that we arrange, some additional flights to make sure that there are no interruptions of service. But as always, it's a holiday season, everyone's happy, and not everyone wants to work, so sometimes you'll have some delays in the delivery process. The next peak challenge that we have during that time of year, especially with Latin America, is the final address. So unlike the United States, where our addresses are typically very straightforward, you have street, court, place, we have our house numbers, and everything is basically in a square. Latin American market is a little bit different. Their houses or their streets, it's a challenge to deliver. but that's why we offer, that's why we program 3 delivery attempts. We also communicate to your buyers that we are attempting to deliver. Please be at your home so that we can deliver on a timely basis. By doing so, that'll reduce any chargebacks or any claims that they may have towards the selling experience. And the last part of our peak season challenge is duties. We're dealing with the world, and each country has its own equation on duties. Brazil is not the same as Mexico. Mexico is not the same as Chile. Colombia is definitely different than all three. And so the challenge for marketplaces, for logistics operators, for even sellers like such as yourselves, it's to find out what is that equation, what is that formula, and ensuring that the duties, if you're going to be shipping prepaid, that you account for that amount. There's nothing worse than thinking that you're going to pay $100 in duties, and the next thing you know, you get a bill for $120 worth of duties. And so those are the 3 main challenges from the bringer's point of view of the peak season. Ensuring that we have enough capacity, making sure that we have the right delivery address, and making sure that everybody knows the duty formula, so that way everyone can get paid, even customs. Maria, I can hand it back off to you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you later. Well, okay, now let's talk about marketplaces, because as you might know, marketplaces are the key channels for e-commerce sales in Latin America. And by expanding to the right marketplaces, you will definitely have like a successful strategy in LATAM. So it's really important to select the right channels and expand into as much marketplaces as possible. Why I say this? Because in the US, you have Amazon, you have Walmart, and you might have eBay as the main marketplaces leading the region. We know that Amazon has over 40% of total e-commerce sales and has more than 80% of total marketplace sales in the US. But in Latin America, Amazon has less than 10% of the e-commerce share in all the region. So it's really important to diversify yourselves across as much marketplaces as possible. We have Amazon, we have Mercado Libre, we have Walmart, Coppel, we have Falabella, we have Replay, Magalu, Carrefour. We have a lot of different marketplaces, and it depends whether you are trying to expand to Brazil or Mexico, which marketplace might be a better fit for you. So during Black Friday, what I would recommend is to, first of all, start by expanding to marketplaces that promotes a lot these events on their main channels and that invest a lot on marketing and campaigns, such as, for example, Magalu. Magalu is one of the marketplaces that is really investing a lot for Black Friday. They have special campaigns. They invite influencers to promote products, to promote awareness. They have also their own event. A part of Black Friday, they have like its own event that they promote during a live stream. They promote as well offers and products. Of course, Mercado Libre, which is one of the largest marketplaces in Latin America. Also, you could expand to Amazon Brazil, Amazon Mexico, and it's really important to take into account that diversification is everything. If you want to have more than 50% of the e-commerce sharing marketplaces in LATAM, you need to make sure to be expanded between 6 to 8 marketplaces in the region. And I know that this is one of the biggest challenges in Latin America, and you might be thinking how I will expand to as much marketplaces as possible before peak season to get started selling. I will go, then I will explain how nocnoc can help you with that, but don't worry, we have a solution for that. But what I would try to say now is that in order to succeed in LATAM, you need to expand as much marketplaces as possible and not focus only on Amazon, because here Latin Americans don't buy only on Amazon. We have other marketplaces that also have a huge share and a lot of popularity, and there is no winner takes all like Amazon in the US. So as part of your peak season strategy, if you want to expand to, if you want to be successful in Brazil or Mexico, make sure to be expanded in as much marketplaces as possible. Then I have a little case study. I don't want to go deep into this because I don't want to give a lot of details, but just to, as a summary, last year we participated in Black Friday in an Buen Fin within Walmart. And in Walmart, Mexico, we had a really nice case study with a specific toy product we tried to boost awareness of. And during a Buen Fin, we did a market research to identify the products that would have like most sales. So, for example, we first look at the US and saw like which products were trending in the US, which products Latin Americans were like buying cross-border in the US. And we saw that a specific product from Fisher Price that were having a lot of sales, and also influencers in Mexico were like promoting this product. So we started to list this product in Walmart, and we developed like collaborative strategies with Walmart, and we set up killer discounts with them, and we also did like mobile push-up notifications, banner ads, and a lot of different things, and the results were really good. I mean, by anticipating to this, the success of this product, by doing a good research and setting up the right discounts, we made it to the first page on Walmart. We made it first on the best deals section, and we also had the first position on Google Shopping with more than 200,000 searches, monthly searches, and a weekly average growth rate more than 1,500%. So what I try to do, what I try to show you guys is how you can, by partnering with the right partners, sorry for the redundancy, and by creating like a successful strategy and by expanding to the right marketplaces, you can succeed with your products, and you can make it to the first pages on the biggest marketplaces. So it's all about preparing in advance, identifying the opportunities, developing a good discount strategy, and I assure you that you will see results. So now that we have explained like the opportunity and that marketplaces are like the key channel for success, and how a product can have a lot of sales within a marketplace with the right strategies, I would like to introduce nocnoc, because we can help you achieve this success during Black Friday and El Buen Fin. So we basically are the largest cross-border store in Latin America, and we enable US brands and merchants to publish their products across our cross-border stores within more than 15 different marketplaces. So just to put it simple, once a seller sign up and upload their products within our seller center, their products will be expanded to all our stores from 15 different marketplaces. So for you as a seller, the only thing you need to do is upload your listings, and then once you get a new order, you need to send your package to our warehouse in Miami, and then we will take care of the rest. So this is a really simple way for brands to seize the opportunity in Latin America, to make sure all products are expanded before El Buen Fin and before Black Friday, and to make sure that your products are diversified in as much marketplaces as possible. So these marketplaces that you're looking are the ones that we have partnerships with and that we have stores with. And if you enter nocnoc, you will have your products expanded to these marketplaces. And of course, we also help with the marketing strategies, the pricing strategies. We have partnership with marketplaces, and we talk a lot with decision makers from those marketplaces to make sure like the products are really expanded and have a lot of awareness. So now I will let Lucas speak again.
Thank you, Maria. So with nocnoc's ability to connect to many different channels, we have the wonderful job of delivering everything to these all these customers. And from Bringer's point, From Bringer's side, we offer our Express Plus service. This is our courier delivery method into all countries. And the transit time is 3 to 10 business days after it leaves our facility. Everything is by air, so we fly daily out of Miami. All the information is communicated electronically through customs, so our customs process is 1 to 2 business days. But we do see in some cases with sellers that are not utilizing Knock Knock or that they decide to go on their own, which is perfectly fine. They typically use the post office or the postal systems in all the countries, and what ends up happening is that you'll expect a delivery of 30 days, and no buyer wants to experience that anymore. In Latin America, they used to they used to not mind waiting for such long period of time, but after United States and and Amazon were introduced, and everyone's got used to the next day shipping, it kind of trickled down into Latin America. Now everybody wants as fast as possible. So with our Express Plus service, we'll deliver in 3 to 10 days, business days. We also offer returns. So in the event that your buyer doesn't like it, we can facilitate the return back to the United States. And one other value proposition that Bringer has is that our service is personalized. So much like Maria being your account manager, I will also be your account manager to onboard you onto Bringer's services. Well, our goal is to deliver within 3 to 10 days, and we'll get it there. Maria?
Amazing, Lucas. Thank you very much. Now I will let people, if you want to make any questions about what you have just listened about the Buen Fin, Black Friday, or Bring Her services, you can type them on the chat. I'm looking right now if anyone has a question. I already see one, but I will wait if there are any more before ending the webinar. So now is the right time. If you have any questions, make sure to type them. Okay, here we have a question that I will read it. It says, hi Maria and Lucas, I have a question for later. How was the impact of e-commerce from China, such as AliExpress, Shopee, Jane, in the marketplaces in Latam? Thank you for your reply. I will start, and then if you want Lucas to add something, please add. So yes, the Chinese brands and Chinese products are also growing in Latin America. The big players such as AliExpress, Shopee, Jane, for example, in Brazil, are also trying to comply with Remesa Conforme to allow more Chinese brands to start selling through the marketplace. And these products are a little bit different from the US products because people will buy Chinese brands and products because of the price. But I believe that the opportunity for US sellers is to bring in quality products, and it doesn't matter like the price. Latin Americans will buy if there is a product that is not in the market. So I believe that the impact that AliExpress, Shopee, and Jane have in Latin America is to bring more variety of products at good prices. But they doesn't compete that much with US brands. But Lucas, if you want to add also.
Yeah, I can add a comment. So China and Latin America have a wonderful history, just like how China has a wonderful history with the United States. It's a complicated history for that matter. So, for example, um, China does do a lot of business with Latin America. It does ship a lot. There's a lot of volume coming from Asia. However, much like what Maria says, what a lot of consumers in Latin America want, or they want quality over quantity or price. And for example, in the vitamin supplement industry, you don't typically see Latin Americans buying vitamin supplements from China. They buy from the United States. They buy from reputable brands like GNC, Optimum Nutrition, and Nutrex, and so on and so forth. Or they'll buy electronics out of here in the United States, not from China. China, you'll find lower priced items, knickknacks and other items that they would want that you can buy at a cheaper price. But that is also becoming a problem. So, an example, recently, Mexico just recently passed a tariff on all footwear made from China, and that will carry a 18% tariff on top of the duties that would be assessed. So we're already starting to see a shift of Chinese-made goods in Latin America, and how U.S. businesses now have a new opportunity to start selling and to start shipping over to Latin America. Maria?
Great, perfect. Then we have another question from Amy. It says, hello, Lucas and Maria. I would like to ask about what Lucas mentioned about duties. Is nocnoc or the seller in charge of the duties formula? And why is this especially challenged during big season? Well, as Lucas said, there are a lot of different duties that vary from country to country. So the duties that are valid in Brazil are not the ones that are valid in Mexico. And specifically for nocnoc sellers, we take care of the duties and taxes, and we make sure that all products are compliant for each market. So if you're enrolled with nocnoc and you upload your products, we make sure that they are compliant within each region, and that the duties that the duties are not a problem from those products as well. And of course, we take care of those duties. So as a seller, you don't have to pay duties. You don't have to pay duties for your products when using nocnoc. We will take care of that because we know like all the duties for each market and each marketplace, and we will also recommend on what's the best strategy for that. Let me see if I see another question.
So that actually helps out the seller so that they don't have to do the math. You guys do the math for them.
Exactly. Okay.
So Maria, the price that the seller would need to put is the FOB price, right? The price that they want to sell at.
Exactly. When you start using nocnoc and you upload your prices, you only need to put the FBO price, the price that you would like to get for each sale. Then we will take into account all marketplaces commission, duties, and all the different costs that are like the hidden cost of a purchase, and we will include them on the retail price. But you as a seller don't have to worry about the final price, because we will make like all the hard work for you, and we will like tell you, okay, if you want to get $100 for this product, simply tell us, you will get that $100. Then we will add it to the final price, all the different components, such as duties, if the product has duties, marketplace commission, if the marketplace has a different commission, and you will receive like the money you want.
That sounds a lot easier.
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible for sellers. Let me know, is there any other question? I'm like trying to read. Okay. Okay, well, I believe if we don't have any other questions, we will end the webinar here. But of course, you can reach out to Lucas and you can reach out to me. Lucas, maybe if you want, you can type your email in the chat. Or yeah, or we will also send an email to everyone after this webinar concludes, and we will share the recording in case you couldn't attend all the webinar. But well, thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you find it insightful. And we are here to help you in case you are interested in start selling in big season in Latin America. Well, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.